One has this kind of reputation as being a good boy, and one has a reputation as being a bad boy. And so the bad boy were like, you're a deadbeat. The good boy were like, she's a deadbeat. But they've done the same thing.
Having a baby daddy is not a meal ticket for success.
But humans are humans, and when you're caught up in a lusty moment, you just do what you want to do. You're not thinking that far ahead.
Nope.
So shit can happen, and everyone's aware that shit can happen.
I've had this conversation with, like, listen, if you get a girl pregnant, you don't just get to say, I don't want the baby.
Yeah.
If you didn't want the baby, you will protect yourself. Maybe he just doesn't want a child with you.
It is about you. It's absolutely that. That's what happens when
Men who tell you they don't want kids, and 6 months later they will be walking down the aisle, posting baby pics.
It will be it's a wild thing to feel that you've got a extension of yourself living on this earth and you don't want nothing to do with it. Men like that need to get kick rocks, and I don't. Those are the men who are manipulative. And because even if you're telling this woman that I don't want a child with you, but you're still accepting what she's offering you, then you're taking the piss.
You know, a man told me one time, you know, women can't handle the truth, and I said, no, we can.
And they say that all the time.
You're lying. And I said, we can. You cannot handle our reaction to
the baby mums are out here, out in their wayward baby fathers.
Jesus.
I had a crazy response though. I don't know if it's crazy, but one of them I felt empathy for. The other one, I was like, please go away and speak to somebody else.
Wow.
The first baby mum that came out was Loz.
Who's Loz?
Loz has a child with Jay Hus. And Loz is out here selling her feet pics.
on OnlyFans?
Yes.
Why?
And somebody was like, why is Loz out here selling her feet pics when Jay Hus is her baby father? And she's like, well, I'm the one looking after the child because Jay Hus doesn't give me any money. And he's out here paying stuff for everybody else but
me.
Our child. So I was like, nah, Jay Hus is an idiot. That is out of order. He's a deadbeat. He's a waste man. Then we have Mo Gilligan being outed as a baby father, which I think nobody really knew.
Yeah.
A girl comes out and says that he has an 18-month-old child. He's only seen the boy a handful of times. And then she outed him further by saying his recent girlfriend now is pregnant.
I just finally posted on Instagram, like, about my son's dad. So FYI, if you don't follow me on Instagram, don't blame you. Mo Gilligan is his dad. Very much in quotation marks. And I've kept that, you know, 9 very long months of being pregnant on my own, bringing up my son on my own. You know, literally pretty much ignored his existence for like the vast majority of the first year of his life. Barely bothers with him now. And I could probably use my fingers and toes to count how many times he's even fucking met him, you know. I kept thinking, no, it will get better. It has to get better. And I completely get you can't make someone be a dad. And he made it also very clear that he didn't want to be a dad. Then seemed to kind of change his mind. But you know, what's ironic is what I found out today is in the same way that I found out that he had a new girlfriend when I was 12 weeks pregnant, which was just by me. I just knew when you just have a fucking feeling. You know when you just have a feeling? I don't even know what it was. And I swear to God, I do not check on his current partner, nothing. Like, I don't, like, I just find it upsetting. I don't want to see anything to do with anything. But yeah, when I was 12 weeks pregnant, I Googled him and saw that he'd gone to Wimbledon with this girl. And then he got his solicitor involved because I sent her a very polite message saying, by the way, don't know what's going on with you guys, but thought you might want to know that I'm pregnant with his kid. And I just got blocked. So that was that. Set a solicitor on me, used this solicitor to stress me out throughout my pregnancy. Glorious. I even had to do a DNA test, you know, if that wasn't humiliating, enough, you know, like, is your kid, like, I'm not telling you for the shits and giggles, do you know what I mean? Like, you really think I'd make it up that you impregnated me? It's not a flex. And yeah, today, again, from just randomly Googling, find out she's, like, proper gone with his kid. Like, could you not even just look after the one you've got properly? Like, try and parent the one that you already have. Like, try and be a dad.
And how can he be ready to be a father now? And it's not even 2 years ago he said he wasn't ready to be a father. And I thought,
oh man,
shut your mouth. Why are you telling us about this?
Oh, so hold on. You had very different reactions.
Yeah.
Why?
Out of order.
I'm not sure if you're out of order, but why do you think that you felt so strongly about Jay Hus that he's a deadbeat and he should fix up? And Mo Gilligan, you were like, to the ex, you should shut up. Let me tell you why I think it is.
Go on.
Is because Mo Gilligan has worked very hard on becoming like the nation's sweetheart, right? He's on primetime TV. You know, we can see him Saturday night, ITV1, other channels are available. 8 p.m. There he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's worked himself into our psyche as a good guy. Yeah. Whereas Jay Hus is this bad boy. Like, he puts out all this music and there's all this chat about how is he being so successful, and he does grime and everything. And so one has this kind of reputation as being a good boy and one has a reputation as being a bad boy. And so the bad boy were like, you're a deadbeat. The good boy were like, she's a deadbeat. But they've done the same thing.
That's interesting.
It is. I feel like she didn't need to tell the internet about this because it feels like she's only come out because he's having another child. So you're like trying to out him where you should have outed him when he wasn't stepping up in the first place. Like, why is it taking you 2 years and he's having another child and now you're affronted by it that you're telling us what's been going on? I didn't like that.
Maybe what happened with Jay Hus inspired her to be like, you know what, I'm also in this position.
I'm also going to out my deadbeat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, for the first lady, Jay Hus, am I getting the name right?
Yeah, Jay Hus, yeah.
I mean, if she wants to sell feet pictures and make money, that's her business, money for her. Having a baby daddy is not a meal ticket for success.
This is it, yeah.
So if she wants to out him as a deadbeat, that's different. So if someone comes at her as, why are you doing this? And because you have a rich baby daddy, she could have simply said, because I want to do it for me. But if the reason she's doing it is because, you know, he's not taking care of the kids, then, you know, then I understand.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how she positioned it.
Yeah. But with the other one, I mean, listen, when you've laid with a man and he's told you, I mean, I don't feel like I should come on social media to air my business, but people react differently. I think it's coming from probably a deep place. You know, when you're lying, a man is making all these promises.
Pillow talk.
Pillow talk. And you're the only one. And I'm not ready to have kids, but if you're going to have it. So she was okay, maybe, I don't know her, but she was okay with accepting her fate. But then someone tells you they never want to have kids. And then you see them with one baby. Okay, 1, 2. The more it's like it's becoming a crime scene. So I'm guessing that's how she's feeling. But I mean, people react.
I think we're in a day everyone reveals when they want to reveal. They say what they want to say. I'm less bothered about her revealing. I'm more shocked about hearing the news.
Yeah.
Which one has shocked you most?
Yes.
I didn't know about Loz. So the other news shocked me. And I feel like because I have a nice relationship, I have a nice friendship with Mo. So it's here at scene, I was like, oh!
So you didn't know?
You didn't know he was a dad at all. So that is I thought...
And he's someone you know?
I didn't know he was a father. I didn't, but...
And that in itself was shocking to me. I was like, wait, what?
But then I suppose there's the levels of, because I think there are people that keep their lives private and that extends to their children because they don't want the internet have that in their business.
Yeah.
And then there's those who are keeping their lives private because they're doing shenanigans in the dark. So I mean, I don't know where this lays and why this lies. I don't know. Well, obviously it's one side of the story. She has said that he told her, I don't want this child.
Yeah.
Do not go. It's not me. It's not my time. And I think with that, when you're laying with someone, we don't know if they use protection or not. We don't know what happened and how she got pregnant because it's not always that people are reckless. Sometimes protection fails. So we don't know that scenario. But if it was that they're both being reckless, there's a responsibility on both. If you're sleeping with someone, for both parties involved, if you know that if this person gets pregnant or this person impregnates you, and you know that this is not the person you can see yourself doing this, going on this long journey with, you have to take more precautions. But humans are humans, and when you're caught up in a lusty moment, you just do what you want to do. You're not thinking that far ahead.
Nope.
So shit can happen, and everyone's aware that shit can happen.
And shit did
for
happen.
for the guy to say, for in generic circumstances, and a lot of men do this, I don't want kids with you, I don't want kids, but I'm still going to fuck you raw, I'm still going to do this and that and the other. Ugh. When it happens, you have a window of saying, okay, nah. But I say unfortunately, but yeah, it's a woman's right, because the next procedure is something that it can be so life-shatteringly, emotionally damaging that, yes, women should take more responsibility, but also a man, if you're going to go in there and do this and have sex, you know the risks, and you know most of the time, I think men know, you need to know, women don't listen. Women, when we get pregnant, the pregnancy is a whole different thing. And sometimes even just mentally, you don't know you can't prepare. You can say up until the minute.
But
go on.
He said he doesn't.
He did say he didn't want kids.
I feel like if you are then going to take on the you are like, look, it's my body, I'm going to have this kid. I don't know if you can demand that they are in the child's life. I definitely feel like you have to demand money. But she isn't saying that he's not paying. She was saying that he isn't spending any time with his child. Oh. But if he's already said to you, I don't want this child, I know it's horrible because it's a person, but there was just a part of me that you've told us the story. He said he doesn't want this child.
Yeah, and you made a choice.
I can't see how you can expect him to be around when he said, I don't want this child.
That is a fair point.
And that is a fair point. But I also think that, when you are in that moment, he said he doesn't want the child, but everybody involved is doing it anyway. He has to take a sense of responsibility. Like you so rightly said, we don't know about the financial implications, if he's paying, if he's not paying. We don't know any of that.
Yeah.
And she didn't mention that. But I think most women, I know that I can speak for myself, that I would feel that even though you've said you don't want a child, if a baby was on the way, wouldn't you just think he's going to change his mind? Because
I think that's what a lot of women do. That's what a lot of women do. Women do that.
Listen, when it comes to
women do that.
I feel like women, because eventually when pregnancy comes in, a huge, a lot of responsibility falls on women. That's just the way it is. And sans, an accident happening, if you're having unprotected sex with someone, it is on both. I mean, I have family I've had this conversation with. Like, listen, if you get a girl pregnant, you don't just get to say, I don't want the baby.
Yeah.
If you didn't want the baby, you will protect yourself.
Exactly.
Both if you didn't want the baby, don't have...
Do you understand?
You have to not fuck.
And if a mistake happens, both parties, and I also agree with this, ultimately, if you choose to keep a baby, that is your reality. If someone says, I don't want a child with you...
Yeah.
And because if we are saying my body, my choice.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a very nuanced conversation. If we are saying my body, my choice, if a woman says, I don't want this baby, and a man begs, we always give the responsibility to the woman to decide.
Yeah.
So if your decision is to keep the baby, unfortunately, that comes with most of the responsibility.
Yeah.
In an idealistic world, yes, the man should step up. But reality, some men just feel like...
Yeah.
And we have to also, accept that when a man says he doesn't want a child, maybe he just doesn't want a child with you.
No, it is about you. It's absolutely that.
That's what
happens when
men who tell you they don't want kids, and 6 months later they will be
and that's what's happening.
Walking down the aisle, posting baby pictures.
Someone that's not you.
I think that's the part what men have to really fix up on, because I agree with everything you said. I can't argue that, and I think I've said it many times before. If I was to make a decision, say I want this child, and the man's told me I don't want the child, then I know me and my character. I'm not coming to you for anything. It will be it's a wild thing to feel that you've got a extension of yourself living on this earth and you don't want nothing to do with it. I think emotionally that's like, it's so mad that someone can do that. But that's what was said. That's what has to be done. But men have to take more responsibility now. If you can see, and especially with men, you do know when a woman is into you in a way that that they like you more than what's going down. When men are like, I don't want to get settled down, but I'm still going to take from you. And they're going to take from you, except all the relationship comforts, but know in their mind and heart, you're not the one. I'm just biding my time. Men like that need to get kick rocks, and I don't.
Yes.
Those are the men who are manipulative. And because even if you're telling this woman that I don't want a child with you, but you're still accepting what she's offering you, then you're taking the piss, and then. With her saying, I'm going to have the baby anyway, you've been leading her on. So even that person there, you're out of order.
Yeah.
And you should take responsibility.
100%.
If you just step away and say, you know what, I don't want anything from you, and in that separation then something happens or whatever, that's a different narrative. And it is exactly that. You see someone else and that person gives you everything.
The men don't tell you that they don't,
Yeah.
They are fine with leading you on.
Yeah.
Because, a man told me one time, women can't handle the truth. And I said, no, we can.
And they say that all the time.
You're lying. And I
It's
said, we
such
can.
a-
You cannot handle our reaction to the
that's
truth.
the part.
Because if you tell me you don't want me, that means one, you might not get to have me.
Yep.
Or you understand that I'm allowed to see other people.
Exactly.
So you lie to me for yourself,
Yes.
not for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it 100%.
So a lot of times they make us seem like these crazy, but we're women here. We can be in a relationship understanding the rules.
Exactly.
And we are able to walk away. But they love that. They love that we chase, we need,
We cry, we
desire,
scream,
we cry.
yeah.
You notice when you stop doing that, then he'll start chasing you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's
Which is crazy.
And this is the thing, is that when you will say to a man, but why didn't you tell me the truth? Oh, it's really difficult to tell you the truth.
It's not.
It's not. And
Literally.
it's exactly what you said, is that the problem is you can't handle my reaction to the truth, my reaction to the reality.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, it's X, Y, Z, I have this going on, I have that going on. They'll lie and lie and lie and then be like, it was difficult to tell you.
It wasn't.
It wasn't difficult to tell
But
you.
also
Spin a
in
new
the
reality
fact,
as well. It's like creating a whole new reality, and then you think that's the truth. This is how our life is, and they'll be like, absolutely not.
Because I've actually
An
said-
alternative reality.
Yeah, I don't actually really want you. I understand she probably went through all of that.
Yeah.
But also, why are you coming to the internet? And I do feel like I probably
You're
am
being out of
biased,
order, yeah.
but
No, because I think,
don't know.
is it because she's not from the community?
It could be.
Because, you know what, because I'm a bit, but
No, say the quiet part out loud.
I'm being respectful
Say the quiet
I'm
part
respectful
out
to the
loud.
guy that I know. That's my industry friend. But I'm also like, but also for some reason, this time around, when I heard her talking, I was just like, do you know what? It's been a tough week for hearing about black men from the UK doing stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's true,
could
false,
also
all of that.
be that.
It's a bit, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And also,
I hear you.
I'm tired.
Out of the blue news,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
come
I'm
on,
tired
you
now.
It's one after the other. After
Yeah.
the other.
You
It's
think
like,
it's
wow.
because, because as you were talking, I was trying to process it. Like, I'm the kind of person who will not put certain things on the internet. We've been raised to,
Keep yourself to
keep
yourself.
things to. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you need to just put everything out there.
I always
So everybody knows this is it.
This is who the
This
Because
is what I'm
also-
dealing with.
Because we protected too many people by
This
our
is a
silence.
thing that we've done for too long as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And men kind of do get us caught up in that blind loyalty, be quiet, keep stum. In the black community as well, we don't like, she's not black, but in the black community, we don't like to tell on each other because we already have the pressures of the racism of the world
And
that
the
comes upon us.
shame,
So we don't like to do that. But essentially, if you're going to create a persona, or especially celebrities, if you're going to create holier than thou, then be holier than thou.
Yes.
Because then it's just annoying when all this comes out for your fans, for the people that believe in you, have your back, and also for you yourself. You're just damaging your reputation for nonsense. You've got to be, and in that, it would be interesting to explore men that really I don't want a child, because I suppose we don't get that. We don't have a chance to sit down with a man and really understand, or they don't talk about what is that feeling when you absolutely don't want a child and what that does to you, because there's an element of conversation that doesn't, a lot of men don't have a lot of things that speak about a lot of things that really damage them and emotionally drain them. So what does it mean when the wrong woman has your child? What does that do to you?
Yeah.
How does it damage you? How does it affect you? How does it affect you to know that there's a living piece of you? Because men do lead with my seed, my legacy, this. I know that's important to men, because men procreate for fun, and they're like, even if they don't want to raise them, they're like, yeah, that's my seed, and they're proud, but they won't deal with it. But at the end of the day, something about men carrying on their seed is a thing. So what is it that makes you really like, you know the child exists, you didn't want it, but what is it? And is it about the woman? And why do you, and then it goes back to, why are you laying with someone that you literally can't stand?
Yeah. But also, going back to the point that you said about, you know, when someone's created an image of themselves, that they're this, that they're that, you know, they're the nation's sweetheart. Imagine what she must feel like knowing that this person has created this persona.
That part.
And it's a lie.
I am perfect. I am loved by everyone. Everyone thinks I'm hilarious and funny and handsome and look how cute I am. And she, on the other hand, is just like, you're an absolute douchebag.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how she must feel.
Yeah.
Because look how disappointed we are. And, you know, your industry friends, you know, I occasionally watch them on TV. But she has a lane with him, knows him intimately, knows that behind the scenes, he's perhaps not a stand-up guy, and, you know, all puns intended. Imagine how jarring that must be for her.
Yeah.
That your public persona is this, but behind closed doors, you're this.
I think, you know, it can be, imagine, I mean, when you break up with a regular guy, there's that, obviously that pain, but imagine someone has lied to you, done all of these things, and every day you have to see them on the internet.
It's a lot.
There's that part, you know, I've never, I don't know if I've been in any public, I don't know, we'll talk about that, but, but I, like, imagine having to see that person every single day, and people saying they love them and he's this, or especially when you see them doing charities and doing all of these things, you're like, you can't even keep the water, you know. So I feel like when people, and that's everybody and how they regulate their emotions, but you get to a point where you can easily have a manic episode, or and you're like, you know what,
Forget it.
I'm just letting it all
I'm
out.
just
Eventually,
we all just have to be better, responsible adults.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want kids, try not to have kids.
Try your best not to have kids.
If
And stop laying with them.
There is a conversation in that, though, for men to actually sit down on one of their pods and discuss.
There's so
because
many.
you can't tell
How
me,
you feel.
like, the thing that blows my mind is when someone has 10 kids, right? What? Like, I don't understand it, right? And eventually it's the women who always, the response, single mother. We hardly hear single father. It's like single mother, single mother, single mother. If you know you are not ready, protect yourself.
That's all.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
all.
really...
And also, it's like, when it comes down to, why do you hate this woman so much?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's the part that is in solidarity with women, regardless of where you're from. It's like knowing that someone hates you so much that they don't even want to see any
Maybe
part.
You just have a vision of who the mother of your
No,
kids
I
is
get
gonna
it, but
be.
then when
That's what I
that
was
person
gonna say.
is
He
not...
was just...
But the point is about you still at that point that you hate them, or your reaction is that I'm blocking you
It's not
out.
about the woman.
It's
I
not.
don't think
think
You
it's
know
it
what?
is.
Because
more
I've
about
listened
the
to
man.
men talk
No, I
about
get it.
this.
We're just saying, but they were
And
rejecting
you know, I've had people in my life talk about their relationships, and for some men, they feel like you robbed them of something.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to, believe it or not, there are men who want to get married, do everything. They want to do the shower, and they feel like this. I mean, Drake talked about it.
Yeah.
When he had there's a reason why he hid his child for so long. It was not in the way he wanted it, and not with the person he wanted to have the baby with. And it's like, gosh, but again, if you wanted this perfect life so much, you should have done better at planning.
I can never understand how a man will be like, I don't want to have kids with you. 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 But I am gonna carry on having unprotected sex with you. Make that make sense.
It doesn't
been
make sense.
conditioned
That shit don't make sense.
And even protected because shit can go wrong.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they make it all, again, we've been conditioned to make everything the woman's responsibility.
Yeah.
How many men go around trying to get after morning pills for you? And half of the time, we have to protect ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you take an after morning pill this month, if he had his own way, he doesn't care what happens to your body, because we've been conditioned to give sex to men, and sex is something men take. So that conditioning doesn't make them feel like, okay, this is the image, this is who I want, but I'm allowed. Even the most well brought up men, I always use traffic light as an example. You stop at the red light. But imagine if there were no traffic lights. How many people will actually use their stance to stop?
And
if they can get away with it, they will.